Ep.3 reads. So in today's video, this is going to be the last Black girl reads Jane Eyre. You guys know I want to continue the series. It was last year at Anna Karenina and I had a ball. So I really wanted to keep on going with the classics. And you guys picked and Jane Eyre was the winner. So the last video that you guys saw, I was at the scene where Jane had just gotten out of Mrs. Reed's house and she was going into the school. And you guys remember I was saying like, oh, I'm just so glad that she out of that school. I'm just so glad she out of that house. I know she glad she out of that house. This gonna be a good situation. Girl, no, it was not. I did not know that school, oh Lord, was horrible. They were starving the children in a typhoid outbreak and everybody died except, Jane, which I was so sad when Helen died, and the way that she died in her arms. I love Helen. I love that character, even though we saw her like a small glimpse, but she really did play a significant part on Jane. She was like Jane's everything. And I think she was also the first person that, ever showed love to Jane. And, in the book, she dresses the reader and she was saying how they, how the Reeds treated her horribly and all that. And she's like, okay, they treat you horribly, but don't hold on to that. You know what I mean? Forgive. She was telling her right. Jane kind of stubborn a little bit. She like, but they did it. She's like, we know that they did that. We know that they treated you horribly, but that's not going to do anything for you. Okay, so you need to just let that go, forgive, and she did play, like I said, a significant role in Jane, and because of that, Jane was able to forgive. So yeah, I'm past that. So now I am at the scene when she goes to become a governess, which by the way, like they treat that occupation real low, almost like servant status. And the crazy thing is, that's a teacher. So you would think they have a little bit more respect, but no. And then I also was looking up some information about Charlotte Bronte and her sisters. They were governesses and they hated it. You can really tell in her book Shirley, they said, oh my goodness, it was like one scene where they said like and it happened in real life. One of the pupils, they like threw a Bible or a book at her and she wrote a letter to someone saying like, these wretched children, like I just hate them with like every bit of my body. I'm like, girl. But yeah, they treat them like, ugh, like it's, so I thought that was interesting because I did not know that. I also love Adele. I think she's so cute. That's his daughter. Nobody can tell me nothing different. That's his daughter. I'm sorry. But yeah, right now I'm at Mr. Rochester's house and I'm at the beginning of that. So yeah, but so far I am enjoying this book like nobody's business. This is so good.
Later, Charlotte came here as a teacher. It wasn't altogether a happy situation.
She wanted to be a writer, but circumstances dictated that she had to be a teacher. There's a wonderful bit that Charlotte writes in the Rowhead Journal. Am I to spend all the best part of my life in this wretched bondage, forcibly suppressing my rage at the idleness, the apathy, and most asinine stupidity of these fat-headed oafs?
I think that's wonderful. That must sum up a lot of teachers' attitudes.
What she's wanting to do is write about her imaginary world, angrier, and she can't. She has to sit there and teach these wretched children.
Okay, guys, so I'm currently eating my dinner and reading Brontë. And in this vlog, I probably will be done with the book. I didn't want to string it along like I did Anna Karenina. Also, too, this is not as daunting. But I still can't believe how much I am really enjoying this book. And now I can understand when people say that Jane Eyre is their favorite. I can also understand how people read this book over and over again because, yeah, it's that good. And I am loving the narrating by Tandy Newton. I've said that so many times in the last video and in this video because she does it right. Like the inflections in her voice and the different characters, how she can switch her voice from like male to like female. Girl, she just does it up. I have read a significant amount in this book. I am currently on chapter, okay, wait, let me look at the Roman numerals because y'all know I can't read these numerals. This is 26, but I think I might be a little bit further because I just was listening to it when I was in our car driving back home from work. But y'all, okay, the part where Mrs. Reed has sent Betsy over talking about, oh, she needs to see you and she's been asking for you and all that. Girl, I'm like, oh, now she want to come and speak to her. And I'm thinking like, oh yeah, she's gonna be sorry of what she has done, right? I was thinking about their brother John, Jane's cousin, and Eliza and Georgiana's brother John. He reminds me of Charlotte's real life brother. He didn't do well at all in his life. He got involved with his employer's wife. They said he might have had an opioid like addiction. He dealt with alcoholism. I mean, and the fact where she says, Mr. Reed died yesterday. Mr. John, yes. And how does his mother bear it? You see, Miss Eyre, it is not a common mishap. His life has been very wild. These last 3 years, he gave himself up to strange ways, and his death was shocking. I heard from Betsy he was not doing well. Doing well? He could not do worse. He ruined his health and his estate among the worst men and women. He got into debt and into jail. Same thing happened to Bronwyn. His mother helped him out twice, but as soon as he was free, he returned to his old companions. It looks like that he died of suicide. But when I read that, I said, man, that reminds me of their brother. And it was so crazy too, where I was watching it's a series about them, and the youngest sister of Charlotte and Emily, she was asking Emily, do you think it's like right for me to kind of have like inspiration from Bronwyn, because in her book, The Tenant of Wall Hall or something, I know I'm probably saying it wrong, but like the husband has some little ways like that. So I thought that was interesting. And then when she finally goes to see Mrs. Reed, she like takes her hand and kind of caresses it. She like jerks it away. I'm like, oh, you still on some bull crap? But then they did say that during like nighttime she kind of acted up, and during the day she is better. She did admit that she did that girl wrong. I said, okay. I felt a little bit of remorse from her. Jane, the fury with you which you once told me, the tone in which you declared me the worst of anybody in the world, the unchildlike look and voice with which you affirmed that the very thought of me made you sick, and asserted that I treated you with miserable cruelty. I could not forgive my own sensation when you thus started up and poured out the venom of your mind. I felt fear as if an animal that I had struck and pushed had looked back at me with human eyes and cursed me in a man's voice. Bring me some water. Oh, make haste. And, she asked her to forgive. But also, this writing. I felt fear as if an animal that I had struck or pushed had looked up at me with human eyes and cursed me in a man's voice. Girl, this writing is fantastic. Oh my gosh. And then I also like to, Jane be shading people, okay? And especially them cousins. So Emily and Georgiana, it looked like they can't stand each other. Especially like Eliza can't stand Georgiana, because it looked like she had a prospect when it came to a man. And so she's like, I'm just going to give my life to, the church and just be basically a nun. And this part gets me. She says, when we parted, she said, goodbye, cousin Jane. This is Eliza talking. Jane Eyre, I wish you well. You have some sense. I then returned, you are not without sense, cousin Eliza, but what you have, I suppose, in another year will be welled up alive in French convent. However, it is not my business, and so it suits you. You are in the right, she said, and with those words, we went our separate ways. As I shall not have occasion to refer either to her or her sister again, I may as well mention here that Georgiana made an advance match with a wealthy, worn-out man of fashion, and that Eliza actually took the vow and is, at this day, superior of the convent in which she endowed with her fortune. So yeah, I like also too that Jane, she like addresses the reader. I really do like that. It's like a intimacy that you have, you know, within the book. But yeah, that's where I am right now. And then we're going back now to what's the place? Thornfield. And yeah, like I told you earlier, I don't know, I'm kind of like with Mr. Rochester. It's like I like him, at the same time I don't know. I don't know how to feel about him right now. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about him right now. I am very curious to see how this is going to go. I have like 200 and some pages and about 5 hours to go from the audio. So let me eat my little dinner that I made. I made a taco salad and I got some coffee. And yeah, I'm going to continue to read.
The three girls would come into the dining room and promenade around this table, reading extracts of their work to one another. This production line produced 3 classic novels: Emily's Wuthering Heights, Anne's Agnes Grey, and Charlotte's The Professor. And the first 2 were accepted for publication. Charlotte's was rejected. However, she just sat down, and in a few weeks, she produced Jane Eyre.
Okay, you guys, so the last time I talked to you, I was at the part where she went back home, or girl, not home, that one, never her home. She went back to see Mrs. Reed because Mrs. Reed was dying. And remember I was telling you guys at one point I was kind of feeling sorry for Mrs. Reed, which I do feel sorry for her. And my thing is, she did have, you know, the courage, or she did admit what she did was wrong, right? But I also forgot about the part where, you know, she tells Jane that she has like this rich uncle, and he wanted to, like, you know, adopt her and raise her, and she go tell him that, oh, she died, you know, at the home, that she died at the school because of the typhoid, you know, outbreak or whatever. Which I'm like, girl, and that was dated 3 years, and the letter was like 3 years ago. She was just so wrong for that. But now, my feeling with Rochester. Oh Lord. Okay, wait, because a lot has happened, and again, like I told you guys earlier, now I can see why people do say that Jane Eyre is one of their favorite books, because this book good, and the audio. If y'all go read this, if y'all want to read it, reread it, or you never read it before, I would highly recommend you guys get the audio by Tandy Newton. I'll put the one that I am listening to down below in the description box. But with Mr. Rochester, okay. First of all, this girl, what, 18, and he 30 something. And then he not nice, but he's not just totally mean. He's not pleasant. Yeah, that's what it is. He's not pleasant. And it come off like, come on now. But I was outdone with the, okay, I'm just jumping ahead. I was outdone with the wife situation. Because we know that he has a secret, but I did not know that, like, that was the secret. And then the backstory behind it with, you know, his wife Bertha. She is clearly, her, you know, they say her mind is mad, which means that she has some mental, you know, issues. And he didn't want to marry her, but she had money, and and Rochester's father and Bertha's brother knew that she was off, and also too, her mama was off. So he didn't ever wanted to marry that woman and be with that woman, but he didn't have a choice. And the fact too that the way she just locked up in the attic, and you know how you can hear sounds in the house, and the situation with him almost dying in that bed, which they said it was rumors that his wife was trying to, like, kill him and almost burned him alive. Yeah, that wasn't a rumor. That was true. I'm sorry. That was true. And then also what gets me too is Mrs. Poole, Grace Poole, which is Bertha's, like caretaker. Girl, she, I can imagine dealing with Bertha, dealing with someone that is clearly mentally challenged and is just off, where, it's hard to tame her. So in order for her to get some little relief of what she's doing, of her life and of her job, she be taking a little sip. She drink. And she clearly got so drunk where Bertha just leave out and be doing stuff she got no business doing, walking around, and you can hear laughing, you can hear laughter, and she burning up stuff, and girl. And then Jane, she thought she saw somebody in her room, but at the same time, like, again, like I was saying, you can only imagine what Grace Poole is dealing with. She's doing all of the cooking. She's harboring this secret, and she's taking care of Bertha with just like how many jobs in one. But I just thought it was funny how, the way Charlotte Bronte wrote that. This book has so many nuggets, you know what I mean? And I was telling you guys, I really like how she constructed this book with, she's talking to the reader. It's always like, reader, I did this. I just love that so much. And then my thing is too with Mr. Rochester. First of all, you honestly thought you was gonna get away with, you got a wife that lived at the house in the attic. You was never gonna tell Jane, and then like he thought that was like that was gonna be able to work. What? Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I was glad when Mason, the brother, Bertha's brother, came in there and crashed that wedding, getting all upset, and you guys want to see my wife, and have Jane and the whole like wedding party go out, go and see how crazy she is. And girl, I'm like, you have no reason to be angry. You and deceive this child, okay? But I did think it was stupid of Jane to just pick up in the middle of the night and leave. Girl, my thing is, you got to make some arrangements. I would have not picked up in the middle of the night. I would have got my bearings together, what I'm going to do, and then leave. Why you going to leave in the middle of the night? And then my thing is, you leave your possessions in that carriage or whatever. You ain't got no money. Then you knock on somebody's door, the housekeeper, and she thinking, oh, you a little peddler. And then you literally almost die, and now you're, with St. John and his sisters, Mary and I forgot the other girl's name. But yeah. And St. John, I'm not feeling him right now. He on some bull crap. Yeah. So this book is just full of that drama, and y'all know how much I love it. Also, Adele is his daughter. You cannot tell me that Adele is not his daughter. I'm sorry. Because it was a part where he was talking about, when he first admits about, well, not admits, he gets caught, when she learns about Bertha, his wife. He was saying how, basically to relieve himself, he just was with a bunch of mistresses, a bunch of ladies. And Adele's mom looked like she was did some stuff she had no business doing, and all of a sudden he's responsible for this child. There's a there to that story. I'm sorry, that's his child. Adele is his child, and the fact that he don't like kids, he don't like her, he don't even want to have that responsibility, but all of a sudden you go just come and you just go have a child that speaks French, you can barely understand her, and you know what I mean? It's just like, come on now. That's his child. You cannot tell me that's not his child. Yeah. But I am almost done, you guys, and I'm about to go and take this makeup off and put my hair up, take my shower, and I'm getting right back into this because I have to know what's going to happen. Now it really has picked up. It really picked up, especially after the wedding scene, It's like, oh yeah, I gotta know. I want to know. And then I also did get the movie. I got the 2012 movie. I'll put the poster up. Got that version. I got it from the library. I have like the 1996 version. They have a mini-series one, and I think it's another one they have. But I wanted to watch the shockingly, I wanted to watch the newest one. But I didn't want to pay for that, and I saw that it was at my library, so I went and got it, and I will be watching it after I, finish reading this. But yeah, I am excited to see it. I've never seen an adaptation of Jane Eyre. Again, this is my first time ever reading this, and I'm just so geeked that I am loving this, and the fact that now it's like I want to read like all of her stuff now. I did because I am almost done. I was thinking about the next classic I wanted to read, because I do want to in the beginning kind of focus on like popular classics that people have read, because I've never read Charles Dickinson. This is the first time ever reading any Bronte sisters. Only Austen I've read is Pride and Prejudice, and I wasn't a fan of that. None of those I've never read, so I put it on the community poster, whatever, like the 4 that I wanted to read. And you guys have already, it looks like, oh yeah, and you guys have already voted, and I did pick up the next book that I am going to read, following the series of Black Girl Reads. So I'm really excited about that, because like I said, you guys already voted for it. So I ended up getting that one yesterday in the mail. Yeah, because I'm just having so much fun with, reading these classics, surprisingly. But yeah, I'm going to go now and, like I said, take this makeup off, put my hair up, and we're going to start reading again, because I got it now. I got to know the tea. Okay, you guys, I look crazy right now. I'm doing a drying mask. But I just finished the book. I'm going to give you my thoughts, but I want to watch the movie now. Like, I want to go straight into watching the movie, and then I'm gonna come back and tell y'all my final thoughts. But whew, yeah.
I see you on the water. My name's Varens, Mr. Rochester's ward. She used to be a pupil.
Who's Mr. Rochester?
Okay, you guys, so I finished the book, finished Jane Eyre. I watched the movie, and I'm gonna have to say, okay, with the movie, I don't like that the newest one that came on 2012. That scene with like Mrs. Reed, where she comes back, Jane comes back because she's all sick and she wants to see her. That was so underwhelming. She's just like breathing all hard and, oh, I hope you forgive me. Here's the letter that your uncle sent, and that's it. And then Jane's like, yeah, I forgive you, and then leaves. No, it was too much. I need to go on in that scene. Then, and also too, the guy that played Mr. Rochester, he's too cute to play Mr. Rochester. Michael Fanbaster, or whatever his name is. I know his first name is Michael. He's too cute to play Rochester. Rochester's, like, in the way that's coming in the book, he's not a handsome man. And we know Jane plain. I mean, I don't know how many times they told Jane that she is not good looking, and she knows she's not good looking. But my thing is, it's not that. She's just a little plain girl. Okay, I think she's cute. She's just plain. But yeah, only person I liked in that movie was Judi Dench. That's it. But that's Judi Dench. I mean, Judi Dench can play Batman. Okay, I liked her. But yeah, no. I am thinking about maybe watching another version, but I'm gonna probably just wait. I know the 1996 version, people said that's really good. But yeah, that one, it was very underwhelming. And even the way that it ended, girl, like, yeah, okay, and let's talk about that in the book. Girl, Bertha burned that whole place down. And then end up killing herself, falling off the ground. Oh, Lord. That got me in the house. What else? Oh, and then St. John, I didn't like him. Or what's his name? I'm talking about, we need to get married. And although I don't, and, it'll be like a a great duty or something. No. And he was manipulating her like, well, your spirit, I hope your spirit is going to make you want to be with me and not your flesh. No, her spirit is saying, I don't want to be with you. That's what you want her to, go with. You don't want her to go with the flesh. The flesh is evil. I mean, girl, come on now. Have you read the word? We go against our flesh. But he got on my nerves. I did like the fact that Jane said, I don't want to go with you. And I also like the fact that Jane told Mr. Rochester, I'm not being your mistress at all. That's not go happen. I'm not. Okay. And she was firm with that because he was going to do that. He was just going to let her be like, well, I'm married to this lady. I'm married to Bertha. And, I can't do anything about that, unless she dies, then we can get married. But no. And the fact that he thought he was going to get away with that, it baffles me. But I like how Jane stood up to him, was like, yeah, no. Again, I thought it was stupid that Jane ran out in the middle of the night. That was dumb because she almost died. But then I love the fact, too, that Jane girl became a millionaire. 200 pounds or whatever? That's like 2.4 million dollars. And the fact, too, that she split it. Jane just has such a good heart. That's why God was blessing Jane. Jane has such a good heart. She didn't have to do that. And she knew that the girls, Diane and Mary, they didn't want to be governesses, but they needed that for money. And so she like, no, y'all can come back home. Y'all got your money, and then I'm go split and leave. But I did like the fact that I like a happy ending. I really did like that. I don't know how to feel about Mr. Rochester. It's like, first of all, this girl 19 and you almost 40 something. Like, oh yeah, no, I didn't like that. Then also too, he came back all toe up. Like, he half blind, his arm all messed up. Even though towards the end, then even though he did say like, oh, Jane, when she was, I think, writing a letter or something, he was like, is that a blue dress that you have on? She's like, yeah. So it looked like he was partially blind, and he was able to see his little boy, because they had a baby, son. So I did like that aspect. I like a happy ending. And I love the fact you did get closure. Just like, I don't know what to feel about Mr. Rochester. It's like, I don't hate him, but I don't like him at the same time. It's like, he's just there, basically. But this, y'all, was so good. I really enjoyed this so much. I'm glad that I finished it. It didn't take me a whole year. I mean, this book is only like, well, not only, but it's like 500 and some pages, but it reads fast. It really does, because you want to know what's going to happen. I think this probably is my most enjoyable classic, where it was, I wasn't bored, because in some passages of Anna Karenina was a little boring. A tiny bit in D.H. Lawrence, Lady Chatterley's Lover. But again, I picked books that, and I'll put the video down below, where I picked classics that are not boring, that has that drama and that tea. And all those books that I just named, they do have drama and tea. Okay. So yeah, but this, I liked it. Also, I can check off my list. I've read a Gothic, novel, because this has some aspects of a lot of aspects of Gothic. So yeah, but I absolutely enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for voting for this book. You guys saw my post on the community tab area. I did ask you guys for help again for my next classic read, and I did end up getting it. It's one that I'm really excited about. It's not long at all. It's one I've never read before. Give you guys a hint, it's horror. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. We'll start reading it probably next week. But yeah, guys, that is all I have for this video. Again, thank you guys so much for voting for this. Now I know when people say Jane Eyre is the business. Also been watching interviews about Charlotte Bronte and about her sisters and things like that. I'll put the ones I have been watching down below. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you, because I'll be rambling all day. But yeah, that's all I have for you, and I'll be back with more Black books. Bye.